Everybody, welcome back with the Plat. He's done it again. Another tower level cleared. So this one's actually coming out that might actually help you. So the last one I did, as you can see, I did it with no legendaries, and that one was not really helpful to anyone. It was mostly just to show that it wasn't really a guide. This one is more of a guide. So why am I doing a video on Trial of the Tower 5.5 for this week, the week that this comes out? Because this is one I saw a lot of people talking about. This seems to be a bit of a filter this week, and I'm sure as you get higher, it gets harder, but there's a lot of people getting to 5.5 and having issues, especially sub 35. Once you get to 35, usually you can get a bit of a stat boost, especially if you're using a lot of legendaries to get through it. But we are using one legendary here. So I was not able to figure it out without any legendaries. I did try for a couple hours, but Barrel was so good on this. So maybe we'll do some other strats. I mean, I can't just retry this stage, I don't think, but I'm sure there's other strats out there that are even more budget friendly than this. But I couldn't find a really good replacement for how strong Barrel was in this fight. But as you can see here, we are using Lightning, Outlaw Archer. If you haven't seen that video yet, it's because I haven't posted it yet, probably. Outlaw Archer is my fucking MVP. Angel, and then I did a video on this guy. I forget. It's PayPal Knight or something like that. Basically, we got tank, we got heals, we have got damage 1, damage 2, and then we've got utility. So we're going to get in there, and I'm going to show you. Hopefully, we can pause it right when it starts. So again, I did this actually while I was at work. Don't tell anybody. But I wanted, I tried a lot on stream. I didn't get that far, and I wanted to try again with a new strategy that I saw on YouTube. Let me give a quick shout out to Pistachio. Only 4 subscribers. 17 hours ago, they did 327 views. This is the strategy. I used a different strategy, but there was a core mechanic involving this that I decided to adopt because it was just a 200 IQ play. And I commented on it. I'm nice. I commented. I said, great idea using the fountain, 200 IQ. I'm supporting other content creators. So one thing I want to focus on. So really the star of the show is Beryl. She's going to do most of the heavy lifting. But every unit on this team is doing a really good job. And I don't want anyone to forget how good these are. So this guy is so fucking tanky. He is absolutely a monster. I wonder if I can, I don't think I could do it before the fight starts. We could select on him, but an Angel is the perfect healer with him, which is, of course, they're from the same faction, but basically when she heals, she gives him 3 buffs. When he gets 3 buffs, he gets another 15% damage negation and 100% block chance, and he's just an unkillable, he's like the tankiest tank in the game. Lightning, however, might do a video on just Lightning. Lightning is insane. Just fast, deals damage, and you'll see them go here, but I don't want to get, this isn't about the build, but one thing I really want to highlight is our boy Outlaw Archer over here. Outlaw Archer is so good, and it may not look like he does much during this fight, but he solos a unit and he keeps the whole team safe, all while being a bronze unit. Absolutely a badass. So let's take a look here. Actually, round 1, can I take a look? Can I click on my units yet? No, I don't think so. I don't know if I can. There we go. So we can take a look here. This guy is just so fucking tanky. I mean, he has great stats. His HP is not insane, but he's got a healer to go along with him. But let's just kind of watch the fight, right? So my first goal here is to drag these enemies down here onto this line, right? If I move this guy somewhere over here, or I have to move them all the way to this wall in order for these guys to aggro down here. Otherwise, some of them, these two, will start moving down here, and that's a little hard to deal with. Next up, you can see I'm going to bring Lightning down, and Lightning is going to go right specifically on this square. Now, specifically this square, because this guy, if you go at this square here, this guy doesn't see her. But if you go on this square, he does see her, and you can see here, he is going to, 1, she gets to do great damage, but 2, they're going to come down, and they are going to attack Lightning. This guy does his job. But now we have 4 people lined up. Beryl can now use her firewall, and is absolutely going to just wreck it. Now, you can't see it here, but I have a, I mean, it's just not on the screen, I guess, but the tactics. I am using not the act again, but the rush order, the one that gives you 200 speed and gives you an extra juice, the NRG. So it's almost like an act again, but it only costs 80. It's fucking insanely powerful. So we're going to be abusing Barrel here a lot. So urgent order. Yeah, there we go. So you can see, so 2 things to highlight. We used urgent order here on Beryl, so she's going to get another turn here pretty soon. So she could do this again. Also, you can see he hit that, caught her on fire. It's very important that he's able to survive one attack here, and then he is done with his job. Look how tanky lightning was there. So you can see, boom, boom. He needs to just be able to survive one attack. You're going to heal him. That way he gets all of his buffs, and you're tanky as hell. Beryl gets her other turn. Boom, you light him up. I bet I use another urgent order here as well in like a second. So what's actually super important here is you want to have a couple... I can't move around. You want to have a couple units right here because you want him to attack a bunch of shit. If he uses his ability to like guard everything, he becomes much harder to kill. He heals himself up to full. He then jumps in front of everybody. So that could be pretty rough. So try to have a couple. If you have these guys like this, he's going to try to do an AoE to hit multiple of them. And then they're just all attacking him. He's just doing his job, right? They're all dead. Urgent order on Beryl. Actually, so this is actually really important as well. He blocked this, right? But this is actually a good thing. I don't think I could take a step back. But when they switched tiles, it actually counted as them like moving into burning tiles. So it did extra damage when you have two burning tiles and they switched between them. He's going to move front, do his thing. Don't even worry about it. Boom. Goodbye. And then you're going to do your job. Finish this person off. Thank you. This person I'm not too scared of. Have you heal yourself just to be safe. Everyone else is fine. I actually think that might have been a mistake because I think this guy almost dies because of that, but I think we end up being fine. So now the boss is finally coming down. We got to kill this character, but we're not in too much of a rush. So you can see here, now we are going to use the fountain. We have gotten rid of the main characters here. We're going to use the fountain. Now, one important thing on this character as well is I have the equipment because this thing, they debuff it so you can't heal, right? It's just rough. I have a specific equipment on him that makes him immune to being unable to be healed. So this strategy may not work with you if you have a healing tank. You might need to do something else, like just use a more resilient character because like this character hasn't been healed, like lightning, and they're still kicking ass, right? So now we're going to start moving down here. Because this character, this boss is a huge fatal weakness, which this is what I was trying to find out, which is why I'm so grateful to this other content creator. Is I'm like, all right, how do I kill this guy? He takes 80% less from damage over time for like percent-based damage. So he takes like nothing from that, right? Instead of taking 10% of his damage from Scorch, he takes 2%. So it's like, all right, and he just kills my guys really way too fast. He's got insane HP. He's got insane stats. Trying to just hold it. He's immune to debuff, so you can't lower his stats. If you try to reduce his speed super low, his movement super low, he has an ability to give himself 5 movement. So I'm like, how the fuck do you beat this guy without just being a higher level? He's got a major weakness. He is a straight line Andy. So he can't, this fountain, he can't attack through, right? These are squares you cannot move into. So as long as we are kiting him behind this, he's going to try to have to move all the way down here and attack, and then all the way over here and attack. And so we're basically going to try to get him lined up with this. I didn't do it super well, but if he's going to basically walk along this, trying to get around, and he's just going to keep scorching himself. Now, I didn't do that perfectly well, but it is good enough. And so she's on the perfect spot here. We can have everyone move down. Like, we can already see here, right? He can't, because of this fountain, normally he'd be able to move here and just kill somebody, or here and just kill somebody. But because he can't get through here, he has to walk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 through an ally all the way down to here to try to kill somebody. And we actually did something really good here. If you see our archer man, he did a really good job. You know, he threw the skill Lux Knight Shrapnel. So this guy doesn't have a speed debuff, but he's actually already dealing damage to him, right? And I actually planned on him turning around and killing my guy, but he just didn't. But you can see next turn, in case I miss it, this guy, Outlaw Archer, is going to be using his foot sniping to lower his movement by 2, just making the kiting all that much easier. And also, he can't use his super long range attacks through there as well, right? Because this is too much of a height difference. So this guy definitely has some weaknesses, but it's hard to find him because, like, it did seem like a case of number big, too difficult. So I kind of was willing to put lightning at risk here. And then, again, this is why the firewall is so important to this strat. This is all fire now, right? Anywhere they move, because they're trying to get to these characters, they're going to be fire, 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 fire. And we did do the -2 movement, so he's down to 1 movement. Now, he does get a boosted again here, which is big, but it's still, even if it boosted up to 3, he's still not really going to be able to get to any of the characters that are super important. Also, we're noting Lightning is a Seeker, so she takes half damage from him. So even if he did hit Lightning, I don't think Lightning would die. Urgent Order again on Barrel. That's our main thing. We're just trying to keep these all on fire. That way he's gonna... So, again, this is why I think I did Unwise, because I wanted him to walk up and down there. And then this guy, Outlaw Archer, just keep doing your fucking job. You're allowed to lose one character, so I planned on losing Outlaw Archer or Lightning. But I ended up not losing anybody, I think. And so now, look at, he's coming over here. Now we're all going to be able to move over here, which I don't even think we have to. I think we decided to just go balls to the wall and kill him. But we can continue kiting him if we didn't have as much damage. Again, more Urgent Order, and I had so much extra that I even put a flag of Convallaria down as well, just for the extra damage. And then Choo, got him. And just like that, that was a really easy version of that fight. I don't know, I tried that fight so long, and it was so hard, but getting that firewall down was literally a game changer. Lightning being so strong and resilient to damage and doing good damage, it was a game changer. Outlaw Archer was so good. The tank and the healers did their jobs very well. It was just like the whole team came together and made the fight feel easy after I had struggled on it for an hour, 2 hours. So this game, again, the strategy continues to impress me. It's just so good. But again, I did have Barrel with Firewall. If you don't have Barrel with Firewall, the strategy may not be viable to you. But if you do have Barrel, get that Firewall. I got the other ability. I had to use a blue crystal to get Firewall, but it's so worth it. That ability is nuts. Anyway, guys, that's all for this one. Much love. Purplatypus is Purplatypus. I'll see you on the flip-flops. Bye.
Platypus on the rise, watch the views go up. Content king, never down, always showing up, hitting milestones.